How's it going, guys? Big Shade here, and today just coming at you with the big rogue guide. And I probably should have made this one right after Priest. I probably should have done it in order of what's meta and what's not, but we're getting to it now. We got the rogue video here. Start off by getting into pros and cons of rogues at level 19. For pros, stealth makes you into a very powerful defender in Warcraft Gulch. You can sit not on the flag, but to the side of it, wait for someone to come in. They don't immediately see you because how stealth detection works. Once they get close, they're probably going to notice you, but by then it's going to be too late because you're going to have sprint up. You're going to go and just gape them, and you can get huge bursts on them. But if you're undead, Will the Forsaken, the priest isn't fearing you, you're going to get him killed. You can sneak into the enemy base, kill the flag carrier unnoticed in Warsong Gulches as well. People running the midfield are not going to see you stealthed on the other side of the map while you're stealthing up ramp or something or through tunnel. So unless you happen to run into someone in the tunnel, you're not going to be spotted. Great at World PP, the best melee if you want to do World PP, sneak around, take advantage of squishies. You have gouge to gouge mobs on you. You don't have to worry about mobs as much because stealth decreases the aggro radius. You can pickpocket for gold while you're out there, why not? Like, there's lots of fun you can have on a rogue, just one-shot people. You got, like I said, probably the highest burst potential in the game. Once you just dump all your energy into someone right off the bat, can definitely do some big damage. You got 2 interrupts, 1 in the form of kick, and 2 if you count gouge. If you time gouge right, you can use it as an interrupt. And you also have your 2 key utility abilities, one being sprint, which is your mobility spell, and the other one is evasion, which is your big defensive CD. It makes you really hard to kill. As for cons, you're very easily kited, especially when your sprint's down. You don't have cripple poison, you don't have kidney shot, you don't have cheap shot. Hunters have access to wing clip, which means they can wing clip you, turn, run straight away. The whole time you're getting whacked with their pet, and then they're out of range, you get a concussive, and you're pretty much instant dead there. There's no chance of recovery. Even with sprint, hunters are very hard to keep up with. I mean, pallies, they can survive your burst because they're in mail. They can throw a shield on, get some more armor and block going. They have heals, but I mean, you can kick them, but they also have bubble. It's dwarf pally, they have stone form, even more armor. Priests are just going to fear you, they're going to shield, they're going to renew, they're going to run around like maniacs, and you're never going to catch them, you're never going to kill them. Priests are just really hard to kill, unless you have Will the Forsaken and sprint up. And another problem is, like, you just don't have your poisons. The triple poison, the slow on that is big for a lot of classes that you can usually kite rogue, but if you don't have it, like, what are you doing? You don't have any slows, so you're really reliant on sprint and swiftness pods. I don't bring this up later on in the video, but I wanted to put it early on because of how important this item is for the rogue class. For 60 cooking, which you can get very easily, you can create your own Thistle Tea, which instantly restores 100 energy. It's a 5-minute cooldown, but being able to just instantly restore all your energy and get an extra burst at this low of a level is insane. This is a mandatory item for any rogue, Twink or not, honestly. Just always have this when you're playing rogue. Alright, for gearing I figured I'd try something a little different. Usually I just go on classic DB and show all the gear that way, but I like showing the quests and the need and where the gear drops from via classic DB, but I figured, like, if you guys are actually using the guide and making your Twinks, you would probably look up all the items on classic DB anyways. Like, you would watch the video, see what items you need, and then you'd look it up on classic DB on your own. And just keep it open while you get the items. So I figured, hey, I might as well just show it this way. So the best helmet you can get is a lucky fishing hat. Problem with this item is fishing it up is kind of a tedious task. Booty Bay fishing competition, it's just annoying. I usually end up going with the green tinted goggles here. Thing is, I think they're way easier. Only 150 NG. These are way easier, but the extra 70 HP that the hat provides is definitely better than the spirit. Always put a Libram of Constitution, 100 HP on this. The neck you want is the Sentinel's Medallion, only obtainable from Warsong Gulch rep. The Horde's equivalent is a Scout's Medallion. Unless you have the rep, this is going to be empty. For the shoulders, your Talbar Mantle has 3 stamina. You can grab the Scouting Spalders with 59 armor, but I think the 30 health that the Talbar Mantle provides is just straight up better. Best in slot cloak, sentry cloak with a 3 agi enchant. You can go with 1% dodge, but 3 agi is just more consistent, just straight up better. You can get glowing lizard scale cloak while you're waiting to find one of these on the auction house, or if you're too cheap to pay the 30 or 40 gold for the sentry cloak. Let's go with the glowing lizard scale cloak. It's a nice alternative, cheap. Doesn't give you the stam, but it's not bad. For your chest piece, Horde and Alliance, I personally think the Blackened Defias armor is superior to the Tunic of Westfall, which is an Alliance thing. I just think having the extra 60 HP is better than the 11 Agi. I know rogues scale very well with the Agi, attack power wise. Their attack power also scales with strength, and this thing has about, and this item provides enough DPS, but like having the extra health is more valuable in my eyes, because you're a squishy melee and you want to get in on the hunters. Like you just that extra health is gonna do you a lot more good than a tiny bit extra damage. The best enchant for this is all stats +4, but that's a really expensive enchant. So I'd actually recommend just going with all stats +3 unless you're really going all out. For bracers, forest leather bracers are by far the best, just straight 5 agi. You might be able to find a random green bracer with random enchantment of the monkey, like 3 agi, 2 stam or something like that, but you're always going to see these forest leather bracers on the age, so it's good to pick them up. And the best enchant is +9 stamina, that's 90 health. It's dirt cheap. Like this enchant costs almost nothing, so definitely get that one. Next up we got gloves, and the best gloves are bristlebark gloves, 4 strength, 4 agi, nice amount of attack power. If it's an AQ patch, definitely slap a 15 agi on it. Once again, an expensive enchant, but 15 agility enchant on level 19, that's insane. Like this tunic has 11 agi. That's less than the enchant alone has. The enchant is absolutely insane, and it's definitely worth going for if you're playing a rogue. The other options, I mean, you can use a deviate scale gloves if you're looking for 30 extra HP, but they just have a lower overall stat total and armor value. It's only by 3 armor value, but it's still worse. Then yeah, our last option is scouting gloves. These ones are bugged out, but they usually come with a random enchant, so you might be able to roll something nice on those. For your belt, the best, by far most OP belt for pretty much every twink. Even warriors wear this one a lot of times just for the health. Is a deviate scale belt, 5 agi, 6 stam, just a no-brainer. Crafted belt, actually not too expensive on the auction house. When you're farming your Wailing Caverns, you can keep the perfect deviate scales and save them up for this belt. Pants, leggings with a fang, like just look at the stat total on these. 9 agi, 5 strength, 4 stam, a rogue's wet dream right there. 100 HP, Libram of Constitution. For your boots, you have a few options, and actually a free option from a quest in Stone Towns that I'll get into later, but Feet of the Lynx are basically just a giant piece of attack power and crit chance. Just agi strength, pure glass cannon. Always enchant your boots with minor speed. Like if you don't enchant minor speed, you should honestly just fucking you deserve a hit in the face with a shovel. There's no excuse never to not enchant boots with minor speed. Just the best enchant in the game. No fucking lie. Best enchant in the game. Next option, you got a foot pads with a fang. 4 agi, 4 stam, gives you some health. These are another option. Like, they're free, honestly. Like, sometimes you can find Fetal Links on the auction house for upwards of 40 gold. Like, why bother spend 40 gold when they don't even offer you stamina? These ones offer you stam. These may have a lot of attack power on them, but the stam from these foot pads of the fang are just nice. But if you don't happen to find these in Wailing Caverns, another option, free option, is the drafts and boots. And I decided to open this without making an exception because this is from the quest Grenzo Wrench Whistle in Stone Talon Mountains. This guy in the hut gives it to you, and I'm pretty sure Grenzo is, let's check. Yeah, Grenzo is the guy up here on that giant platform. You get his mechanical arm, take it back, you get these sick boots. Definitely worth going for. But yeah, so you actually have some pretty good options in the boots. You can entirely skip out on these expensive Feet of the Lynx if you want. But I'm just going to keep them on here because they're looking slick. For rings, best inside Alliance is Protector's Band and Seal of Rin. Sometimes Seal of Rin doesn't actually have these stats on servers that don't have 1.12 itemization, but Classic should have 1.12 itemization, so you don't have to worry about that. This ring is busted as hell at this level, 100% worth getting. Same with the Protector's Band. This is a Warsong Gulch reward. Horde equivalent is a Legionnaire's band, but it has the exact same stats. You're not going to have the Warsong Gulch ring right away, so you're going to be running Blood Ring. That's the other alternative. 5 stam, run this until you can upgrade it to the other ring. And if this Seal of Rin is not updated, you're just going to be running double Blood Ring. As Horde, I would just run double Blood Ring until you can get the Protector / Legionnaire's band. So yeah, Alliance definitely has the advantage with rings. Honestly, how the fuck I forgot Seal of Sylvanas as a person who usually plays Horde, I have no idea. I guess I'm a big retard, but Horde can get Seal of Sylvanas right off the bat. So as Horde, you're running Seal of Sylvanas Blood Ring. You replace the Blood Ring with the Legionnaire's band. Seal of Sylvanas is an insane ring. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't even know, dude. I'm just fucking wonked out. So Horde has the advantage with rings actually, because Seal of Sylvanas is so powerful. Anyways, back to the video. Now for your trinkets, you're gonna get the Arena Grandmaster. You can see here, like, look at the shield on that. This shield is busted. You just walk up to this Defias Evoker here, this test dummy. Literally unkillable. It's immune everything. Like, this shield is broken. It is a magic effect, so priests can dispel it, shamans can purge it. But even then, like, that's only 2 classes. Priests are kind of common, but the most common thing is going to be a hunter. And this shield can definitely keep you alive against hunters. Like, definitely worth it. You get it from the arena. There's chests that spawn around here. I still need to make a guide on that one of these days. And the second one is Insignia of Alliance. This is just a PvP reward. You get it really fast from rank 2. Pretty much, like, if you PvP at all during the week, you'll be rank 2 by the next week. You can get yourself an Insignia of the Alliance. Mandatory in PvP. But until then, you can keep a minor recombobulator around, dispels polymorph effects on a friendly target, and heals. So it's just nice engineering. Nice engineering trinket. Keep it around. Only has 10 charges, so you're gonna have to keep making them. But hey, why not keep it around? Good item. Now let's get into the weapons. This section's a bit more complicated, but I personally like to run the highest top end one-hander I can, due to the Sinister Strike scaling. I think Backstab's just a bit too wonky to rely on, and we don't know, or I personally don't know how rogues entirely work on the Classic Beta and how they're going to work in Classic. So I can only recommend the Sin Strike build. I think Sin Strike's just straight up better anyways, more consistent. Costs less energy, and with a huge top end like the Shadow Fang, 29 to 55 damage, 17.8 DPS, slower weapon, and a fiery enchant, or a Crusader, but fiery procs more and it's cheaper. Crusader heals you. Crusader is probably better, like, overall, but it's expensive as hell enchant. Not everyone's gonna have it, so fiery is Fiery is about 20 gold. Crusader's probably around 100. You can put Crusader, but I'd honestly just go with fiery. It's gonna be good enough. So I'd always keep a Shadow Fang in my main hand. And I demonstrated earlier, but I'll show you the top end Sinister Strike on this elite. I'll probably just, yeah, see that, and that's why another reason why I don't like relying on daggers, because stealth is really weak. Like, people can see you from quite a ways away. So Sinister Strikes hitting for 57, 67 Sinister Strike, 130 crit, autos are hitting huge. Like, Sinister Strike hits so hard when you have a good top end, even more than an Eviscerate. See, a 4 combo point Eviscerate at 75. Huge damage, but like Sinister Strike almost does as much, and it's a builder. So always keep the Shadow Fang when you're unstealthed in your main hand. A thing you can do is when you stealth, you have 2 Assassin's Blade, which I would always enchant my offhand with 15 Agi. So you can run in with your double Assassin's Blade here set up. You can make macros, but you need add-ons for a lot of vanilla macros. The vanilla macro system's kind of scuffed. But you walk in. See, like, obviously it's a mob, it's padding around, I don't have distract, but you walk in, you hit him with the ambush, big damage, 130, and then you swap to your main hand again, start DPSing, and you get these huge 150 crits. Like, you can do some serious damage as a rogue, taking down these elites with no trouble at all. Like, other weapons you can consider are Protector's Sword. You can use it as an offhand or a main hand, but it's lower top end than some of the other weapons. If you want to go double swords and just have big autos, I'd rely on Protector's Sword. But I kind of like having the fast dagger in the offhand, just to keep hit stun up on anyone trying to heal. You got the Stinging Viper from Wailing Caverns. If you don't want to pay for the Shadow Fang here and rely on rare drops, this weapon is almost as good. Like, Sure, it doesn't have as much DPS because it's 0.1 seconds slower, but the top end's pretty much exactly the same. The proc isn't as good, doesn't have the 4 to 8 shadow damage, but Stinging Viper hits hard. Like, this makes clubs, and even when you're leveling a rogue normally, always do Wailing Caverns, always try to get a Stinging Viper. It'll increase your leveling speed by a huge amount because how Sinister Strike works with top end weapon damage. It's probably the best alternative to Shadow Fang. Cruel Barb's also pretty good. It is another option for an offhand though too, so you could put 15 agi, put it in your offhand. The reason I like Fiery on my main hand is because stuff procs more when it's main handed, so I just put the stats on. I put 15 agi on the offhand and the proc on my main hand, just so you get more procs, and then you also get the big stats. And then for your offhand options, you got Assassin's Blade's best one. Can't get Sentinel's Blade. I don't think it's as good. I just go with Assassin's Blade. 4 agi, 3 strength. Pretty good top end on it for a dagger. Really fast weapon. You're going to be keeping hit stun up. And that's why I think Shadow Fang, Assassin's Blade with these enchants is probably the best combo to go for. For the ranged weapon, you can use Venom Strike or Little Timmy's Pea Shooter. I'll just run and show you it real quick here. Little Timmy's Pea Shooter is right here. You can use that. One thing I forgot to mention in my warrior video is that even if you're playing a rogue or a warrior, you should have a quiver or ammo pouch with the ammo for it, because just being able to, I mean, just an extra 11% attack speed on your ranged weapons, nothing to laugh at. See, it goes from a 2.4 to a 2.1, so you can get those shots off 3.3 seconds faster, and that could make a difference. It adds up. 3 shots, you've saved a whole second.
They are quite affordable, but if you're on a budget, take the ones that benefit your class the most. As for scrolls, you can buy and farm these if you desire, but in all honesty, it's not really worth the effort in my opinion. World buffs such as Warp Chief's Blessing, Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer, and the ZG buff are amazing to get on such low level characters, but you can't always count on them. To obtain these buffs, you can park your Twink in the respective zones these world buffs are granted, and hope a raid group activates the buff. Or if your Twink is on a separate account, you can have them there while your raid group is grabbing the buff for themselves.
But yeah, that's it for the gearing section. As for talents, I think personally that improved Sin Strike, reduce the energy cost of your Sin Strike by 5. Nice talent to have. You can go for dodge against melee, or you can get improved gouge instead of the 3 points of dodge. Arguably better. I just click dodge here because it's fucking Chad against paladins and melee and even hunter pets. And then like the 5% hit chance is so good for rogues, man. I don't even really know if you can justify going anything. Like, you might want to go with, like, I mean, you can cheese with backstabs and ambushes with opportunity, but stealth is so bad. Like, okay, let's say you go this, and then you have to get this, otherwise you're going to get seen every time. But then you're moving so slow that you can't get into range of anyone anyways. Like, you pretty much need, if you want to cheese with stealth, you need Master of Deception and Camouflage. But then you need, like, this to make your ambush do a ton of damage. It's just, I don't know. Like, some people like this, but I personally think just getting the 5% hits really nice to have. Another option is if you don't want the hit, just go 5% crit chance. And you can go 5 out of 5 malice, 2 out of 2 murder, and then put the rest of the points in Eviscerate. That's going to be for building your combo points, but I don't know. I think this is the best brawler spec that you're just going to be most consistent, because like, you're not tricky at this level. You don't have any stun locks. You don't have cheap shot. You don't have poisons. You don't have cripple poison to like kite them out or whatever. You're pretty much just like, you're a bruiser, dude. You're just running in and you're flinging your swords around. You're not a crafty rogue yet. Like, the most you can do is gouge and then walk around and backstab him if you have a dagger equipped. But like, that's just slow. It's too slow, and backstab costs too much energy. You're not going to be vanishing and sapping them or to restore your energy and build combos. You're not going to be doing any of that cheese that a higher level rogue's going to do. At 19, you're literally just going to be stealthing around, and sometimes not even in stealth. Most of the time, you're just going to do this. You're just going to fucking pop sprint. You're going to run. You're just going to raw dog run balls deep and try to just like bash buttons and just burst them down, because you have a ton of burst with just with the way energy works and how Sinister Strike works. Like you're getting these big auto attacks off really frequently, and then you're getting insta auto resets that don't affect your auto attack timer in the form of Sinister Strike. Okay, let's just say I got my sprint up. Obviously, this is Swift Spot, but it's the same thing technically. So like I could just stealth and try to like sneak up, and then he starts walking away, and I'm slowed by 50%. Like that, you're not cheesing anyone with ambushes like this unless you're sitting in the tunnel, and then you're just gonna get spotted. Like this is just a cheese spec. But this is how you play, man. You hit the swiftness pot, you run in with your fucking cock out. You just look at this. So you just big damage. Don't even have to worry. Gouge him. He's gonna cast. You even have a kick too. Like you have kick. See if we can save. See flame strike. Oh, boom, kicked. Viscerate. Evasions. Stone form because I'm a Giga Chad dwarf, dude. Like why bother? Why bother just gimping around like this and being bottom on the being like 1-0 by the end of a battleground because it took you the entire time to get one ambush off. When you can just run around like a warrior or any other sane class and just burst people down with your broken ass Sinister Strike at this level, and your your overtuned Shadow Fang sword. Like honestly, just go with this. Male dwarf has to be the most Giga Chad rogue race of all time. Stone form, like you got the whole works. Always go dwarf. You're playing alliance and you're not. Okay, so if you're playing alliance and you have the option to go male dwarf and you don't pick male dwarf, like you deserve once again a boot to the teeth. Like, there's something wrong with you if you're not picking this Giga Chad race. As for Horde Rogue, always go with Undead at level 19. Even if you don't like Undead, the fact that they have Will of the Forsaken to get out of fears and charms, mainly fear is what you're worried about, priest fear. Like no one plays Warlock very often at 19. So the bigger threat to you is Psychic Scream, which is a 30-second cooldown, big fear. It's gonna make it impossible to kill priest, but when you have Will of the Forsaken, you can pop that, keep on him, and you can easily burst him down with Sprint and Will of the Forsaken. So Undead is by far the best rogue race, but if you're Alliance, always go Dwarf.